Hey everybody, this week we're talking Kiss Off the Soundboard from the Asylum tour. Got a lot to get through, so let's get to it. Hey everybody, it's the Snowman with TooLoudTooOldMusic.com. Welcome back to the collection. This week we're going to talk the newest Kiss Off the Soundboard from San Antonio, Texas, that was recorded on December 3rd, 1985. This is the first release we've had in a while. Kiss was busy finalizing the tour, selling off, I think, everything to another company. And now that all that is final, we're starting to get some stuff. So the first thing up is this one, the Kiss Off the Soundboard. This is off the Asylum tour. So first, we'll talk about the whole selling thing. KissOnline.com, I think, is a horrible, horrible site in the way they do things. It's just, I don't know. It's just wrong, in my opinion. They give you no options. You only can get the vinyl on the website, and it's only a colored one. There's not a black one that I recall. And you have to bundle it. So you can't just get the vinyl, you have to buy the t shirt with it as well. And to top it off, they didn't offer a CD, which blows my mind why they wouldn't. I know the others might not have sold out, but there are a bunch of us here that collect CDs as well as vinyl. And so I wanted both. Now, we did get some news later on that CD Japan, or not CD Japan, but Japan in general, was going to get a CD release. And that was the only place you can get that. So, of course, yeah, had to do that. But then I didn't buy the original issue of the vinyl when it came out because I was hoping they would announce something on Amazon that you could get the vinyl. If it wasn't the colored one, if it was just the black one, that would be great. But that didn't happen. And so when they offered it up again, because it sold out pretty quick, I think, I finally did get it. So I've had the CD for a couple months, but the vinyl just came about a week or two ago. And so I've been listening to it and enjoying it. And so, yeah, so we're going to talk through a review of the show. But first, we're going to talk, what did we get? Well, of course, I said it was a bundle. So I had to buy the t-shirt. And so I bought the t-shirt. I like the fact that it's got the pink logo on it, because, Asylum had those bright, bright colors. But on the back, they made it relevant to the show, which is in Texas. So in the back, you got this, which I think is fantastic. The skull, the Texas, steer skull, the guitars crossing. I think they did a really good job. I think it looks great. The only problem with it, it's black, and I have cats, and there is cat hair all over it, just like there is my mic. But it's a stupid thing. That's not a negative. That's a knock on. I have too many cats and too much hair. But I thought the shirt turned out really well. So now, yes, I was grumpy about having to spend like $100 to get this, or actually it was a little over. But I do like the t-shirt. I'll wear it. It fits great. So yeah, I bitch about it, but in the end, it was nice. I don't know if I want to do it again because I have so many Kiss shirts. I don't really need more Kiss shirts. So, but all right. So now we have the vinyl. I like the hype sticker over there with the yellow with the Asylum, talking about this is the Bruce Kulick's first time on Off the Soundboard, which is really great. The back has another picture. Now, the only complaint I have with it is it's not the same style as the first five soundboards. Yeah, it's still the cardboard. They kept that, but there's a picture. There was not a picture. It was just this on the tan background, and it was in black or whatever. So they did change things up. Yeah, at least the spine here looks the same. So when they're set in there, they're all going to look alike there. But if you were to play them out, there is now a difference in that. So I'm not sure I like the inconsistency now in the releases, but I do admit it is a great picture of them and of the band, and I love the live shot on the back. So I have complaints. They're minimal, but they're there. So that's just the way it is. Each comes in this a cardboard sleeve. So we have LP1, band members on the back of this one. They come in the black case here. But here is what's really awesome about these things. Look at the color on that. Um, and then you flip it over and it's a different. I don't know how they do that. That color on one with the dark red. I mean, really fantastic job. It looks amazing. So I can't complain about that. The LP2, so sides 3 and 4. Nothing on the back on this one, but it comes in the black case. And again, we've got the bright yellow on the one side and the orange. But look, I mean, they're all very, very different looking. So, I mean, I'll give them credit. Each one looks extremely different from the other, even though they're the same colors. We have side 5, nothing on the back on this one. Um, but again, just amazing, amazing colors on that. I think they look fantastic. I have no complaints with how they look. They did a really good job in it. Would I've liked the black? Yeah, all my soundboards are black because, I can't afford everything. And by buying all the black ones before, I was able to save a few bucks on each one. So I paid for four, and basically I saved enough not getting the color that I got the fifth one free is kind of how I look at it. It's stupid logic, but it's logic nonetheless. So, but I had to get the color one now for that one. And now I got to go back and get all the color ones, I guess. No, I won't. I won't. Another thing that came with the package was a poster. So we will show you the poster if we can get it all in here. And there it is. So really nice, giant, full-size poster. I do like that. It'll never go up on the wall. It'll go back into the case, and I'll probably never unfold it again. But that's just the way things are. All right, so now in CD Japan, I ordered that one. I ordered the CD. So here we are for the CD Japan version. I've got the Obi strip here. It's really awesome. It's a 2 disc set. You get the same album, luckily, on just the two. Um, they give you the little case to put the CD in. This looks just like the album, except this is cream, a white or a cream, whatever you want to call it. And the CD came in the little package. Um, in this first disc, we got the booklet. So I love this. It has got everything in Japanese and in English. Um, all the lyrics and everything in here. You get an English version of the lyric, and then you get the Japanese version of the lyric. So you get one for every song. I don't know how many pages. It's I don't know, 22, 23, 24 pages or something. So it's a nice little booklet that comes with it. Now I know some people got a sticker. Mine did not come with a sticker. So I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get that, but I must not have checked the box to give me the extras or whatever, which when I buy my next thing, I'll have to do that. So here's the next cover. CD comes in the little plastic as well, which is very nice. Um, and the CD also gives you a mini poster. So just like the big one, we get the mini poster. So awesome to have that. Again, it's just going to go back in the case. It'll probably never be unfolded again. But that's okay. That's the way it is. And so that's all the product. I didn't buy anything else from the Kiss Asylum stuff. I really only like the music. So all these reissues they're doing with the picture disc and the colored vinyl for the anniversary editions. There's no new songs on it. So guess what? I'm not buying it. That's not how I collect. I know there's a lot of people out there that do, and they collect every little thing and multiple copies, and that's great. I don't do that. I'll get a different version if maybe the colors really or the cover's really different. But as far as the vinyl being different, no, I don't care about that. And I'm plus, I'm putting a kid through college, and they're just finished putting a kid through college, got another one going. I'm not doing that. So just give me anything that gives me new music. So if you want to give me a reissue or anniversary edition that has bonus tracks, or you want to give me one of these box sets that are up here, perfectly fine if it's got stuff I don't have. So that's just my little soapbox. That's just what I do when I collect. So that's enough about that. So let's talk about the actual show, because it really is a great, great show. It is from the Asylum tour. So Bruce Kulick is a full-time member now, after Mark St. John leaving the band. The Asylum tour was great. I saw that one. That was my third show that I'd seen by them. I saw the Lick It Up was my first. I saw Animalize, expecting to see Mark St. John, but Bruce was there at the time, and I think he had just been announced as the full member at that point. But now this is his first album, even though he did play on the other one, a little bit. So yeah, this one is great. It's great to have that. So I think that gives us now, we've had every band member but Vinny on an Off the Soundboard. Now we haven't had every combination of the band yet, but I think we're going to need a Vinny one now for either a Creatures show or a Lick It Up show. So I don't know if they'll do that next, because I think they've done a couple 80s shows recently. So maybe they'll go back to the 70s or get something newer. I don't really know. I would love an Australian show from Unmasked. I'd love a Creatures show. I'd love a Hot in the Shade show, because they went back and did a lot more classic stuff then. I'd like a Dynasty show. I'd like any kind of show they want to give me. I'm gonna buy it. What am I? I'm not kidding. So now, being off the soundboard, we know it's a soundboard recording, not an audience recording. So my only drawback on soundboard recordings, unless they're miking the audience isn't as full and lively in the sound as they are usually with an audience recording. And if you get a good audience recording and a good crowd noise on that, man, that I do love those kind of shows. But it doesn't take away from anything. It's still, the band still just full tilt, really giving it their all. It's really good. There are some muddy sounds on it occasionally. The vocals aren't always in tune. But still, it's an untouched live show, which is what we want, which is what we expect from Off the Soundboard. And they delivered it, and they gave us a great show. Another cool thing about this particular show is there are only 4 songs from the 70s. Everything else is 80s songs. So everything is Creatures, Lick It Up, Animalize, and Asylum. And that's fantastic. That's awesome. They do kick off the show with Detroit Rock City. So great opener, always has been. But I've heard it a million times, so that's okay. Then we get a Gene song right after that, and it's from not Creatures, from Lick It Up. It's Fits Like a Glove. Gene does a really great version of it. It's hard, it's heavy. The backing vocals aren't the best, but who cares? I mean, it fits like a glove. How often do we ever get that song live? Especially nowadays. That was, I mean, in the later years, that just didn't happen much. We get back to a classic with Cold Gin. So we're already 2 songs in, or 3 songs in, and 2 of them are the old ones. So we know there's only 2 more left coming up. But then the weird thing is we're right into a guitar solo, sort of. It's Paul's guitar solo. 3 songs in, and it's a guitar solo. So every member of the band gets a solo on this album. So I'll go ahead and say it's 20 minutes of solos that are just dragged out. I love solos. I like a good drum solo. I like a good guitar solo. And if you got a great bass player, I like a good bass solo. And we'll get to Gene's bass solo later. But Paul's is not much of a solo per se, as it plays a few notes and then tries to get the crowd, this side of the crowd going, this side of the crowd going. And it's just a lot of wasted time. I don't like that. They could have thrown in another song. I mean, seriously, with 20 minutes of solos between all 4 of them, cut them down a little bit, get rid of Paul's, because Paul has all those raps in between songs and stuff. That's plenty. We could have had one or two more songs, which I think would have really added to the show or to that tour. So it's not a fault on the soundboard thing; it's a fault of the show. But we always want the full show, and we get it. So you flip it over to side two. You get all night. Back in the day, I loved this song when I was a kid. It's so dirty and stuff. I liked it. Now it's just really corny and childish, but I still like it. I mean, you play it live and stuff. I'm gonna be all excited about to hear this live. So yeah, I don't really hate this song. I enjoy it still. I just still now I think it's really cheesy and corny. Uh, then we get another solo. We get Eric's drum solo, and it's 7 minutes long, and it's great. I mean, he plays it really hard and heavy. I remember seeing Eric, loved seeing Eric. He's the only drummer I saw for a long time until like '96, and then saw Peter finally in the band. But Eric's my favorite. Just such a little, just a little ball of energy. Um, and the cool thing on this drum solo is he does add some electronic drum sounds. I mean, it was the '80s. It's kind of the thing at this time. But yeah, I mean, they're really cool. And it gets really going. And I love the way, it sounds and stuff. And then you can tell it's going to be War Machine is going to be the next song. So we get Gene again from Creatures with War Machine. And man, it's just such a cool Gene song. I really love that one. And then they stay with Creatures, and we get Paul Stanley going really soft with I Still Love You. And I used to actually could play that opening part on the guitar, but don't ask to do it now. I can't remember what notes they were. But I love I Still Love You. It's a great song, one of his best ballads. Always will have a special place in my heart. I really do like that. They did put some little echo effect on his voice, so he sounds really awesome on that particular song. Then it's off to the races. They do Under the Gun, and man, is it sped up. The tempo is just really, really fast. And Bruce sounds amazing on it. And after that song, it's time for Bruce's solo. And I have to say, it's killer. I mean, Bruce is awesome. He's the most technically brilliant guitarist they've had. Where Ace was sloppy, but Ace was amazing, and he's still my favorite. But Bruce was just he could really play, and he played. He wasn't showing off too much, not like Vinny did. But yeah, Bruce is amazing. I love Bruce. Wish, you know, anyway, I could go on about things that I wish Bruce got more involved in with Kiss, and it's Kiss's fault. It's not Bruce's. But I'm glad to finally get this show with him. All right, then we get into another song that's, according to Paul on the show, it's almost romantic. It's Tears Are Falling. The song is very dated. They have a lot of electronic drums in this show. So yeah, it's never been a favorite song of mine, but it's catchy, and I mean, I don't not like hearing it. I would enjoy hearing it live again. So I mean, I guess I don't really have a complaint. It's just a little dated, but they do a great job with it here, so I can't really complain. Then it's time for a Gene showcase. So we get Gene's bass solo, and I have to admit, Gene's solos in the past are always more for adding color to the blood splitting, but he didn't do that in the unmasked era, so or non-makeup era. So it's an actual bass solo, and it's great. I really love to see that. And then of course they go into "I Love It Loud," which you know, after the end of that track, it's like Paul again. Paul goes on for like 3 minutes telling the absolute worst love gun story that he has. I should say love gun story. It's horrible. The ones with him going to the doctor and getting a checkup, those are kind of funny and stuff. But this one, I think he's making it up as he goes. It's what it sounds like, and it's just all over the place. It's horrible. It just makes me, ugh, I hate that part. I wish they could cut that out. That would save 3 minutes. But they do Love Gun, and it's awesome, so can't complain about Love Gun. Then they end the show with Rock and Roll All Night, which goes on for like 10 minutes because they try to get the crowd involved and all that stuff. And again, something else that's just kind of drawn out and long. And then we finally get on to the encore. And they kick off the encore with Heaven's on Fire. And Paul, man, he just rips it and he nails that. I'm not even going to try. The opening of that song with a woo woo woo, he kills it. Love that song. But man, did they speed it up too, because it is like race car fast through that song. Then they get to this weird part in the encore, which they do Oh Susanna. Now, when I was a kid and that happened, I had a what the fuck moment because I'm like, that was even before what the fuck was a thing. I'm like, what are they doing? What are they playing? I thought it was stupid then. I think it's stupid now still. I wish they would have never done that. It's just so freaking awful. But at least we end the show with a great song with Lick It Up, and they go out just rocking it out, and then that's the end of the show. So it is a like I said, it is a great set list. There's just a lot of corny, cheesy things from back then. I still give this thing a 4 out of 5 because it sounds great. The guys are playing great. They're really going at it. The corny little raps and stuff, the extra long things, those are just picky things on my side. It's they're not real detriments to the whole show. But it's these off the soundboard system song series, whatever, are just awesome. And I don't really care how bad the show might be. It's still great to get these things officially from the band. I mean, I have a couple bootlegs from this tour already, but to get an official release from the band, I'm gonna buy it. Why not? I would love one from the actual shows I saw, but who knows if they're out there? I'll have to check. So, but that's it. It's just a great little thing they're doing. I hope we get a whole lot more. Just wanted to show off the versions we have because that vinyl's just, I mean, I'm going to show it again. Look at the vinyl. I mean, this this is just gorgeous. Just unbelievable. It's just great to get the Japanese version as well on CD. Awesome. So as long as they keep putting out material. Now I want to see what these box sets are going to be. So rumors are it's Kiss Alive and Dress to Kill are going to be the two box sets. I think Kiss Alive might be coming first. If they do a no CD version, I'm gonna be. If they don't do a CD version, I'm gonna be pissed because I don't want to fork out 800 bucks for a freaking vinyl. I don't mind these box sets that they did for Destroyer and Creatures with the CDs. Awesome, 250, 300 bucks. I will take that any day of the week. So it's going to be really hard to part with my money if it's only a vinyl one because that's a lot of freaking money, and a lot of us out there can't be forking out 600 bucks to 1,000 bucks for a box set. And now that we're going to have two of them coming out, I mean that's going to be it's going to be really pricey. So I hope there's a CD version for 300 bucks or 250 or something. I just don't think there is going to be. I just crossing my fingers that they do because I mean is it putting my kid through college or paying 1,200 bucks for a thing? Yeah, I don't. It's going to be a tough decision, so we will see. But I can't wait to find out what's on it and stuff. So when those come out and I get mine, we'll come back and do a show on those. So that's all I have for you this week. Thanks for watching. Click like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Go check out tooloud20music.com. And that's it. And we'll see you next time on The Collection.